season. Format explainer. Let's see if they've actually saved it. Because summer was ass. BO1s in winter. I never want to see that shit again. I hope they kind of adopt. It's like, if anything, I hope they adopt like a tournament format in winter, because it's a shorter time span, so they need to squeeze it in and push it in. And then, of course, you know, a format that is just best of three centric. I think Korea has done. I think LPL has done things the most right, and I hope that at some point in the future we get a situation where the LEC is like, yo, in order to accommodate more games and teams playing more games, time and time again, we are going to have offline games and then online games on the weekend to, of course, cut the costs, because the bottleneck of the product is, of course, the big offline days, meaning like the stage days. But let's see what they've cooked up, guys. Let's see what they've cooked up.
Hey LEC fans, I'm Max, Director for League of Legends Esports in EMEA. And I'm here to walk you through some of the big changes coming to the 2026 LEC season. Let's jump right in. The biggest change for next year? We're saying goodbye to the winter split. And hello to LEC Versus, the EMEA Invitational. Kicking off in January, LEC Versus will bring together the 10 LEC teams you know and love. And to make things even more exciting, 2 ERL teams will join the mix. The EMEA Masters Summer Champions and the best performing team across
the real awkward thing about this is if, let's say Los Ratones don't continue. Will they just walk this back then? Will they walk this back? I have a feeling they will. And then it's going to be question mark, question mark, question mark. But at least, I do think the fact that academy teams can qualify is very good for the LEC teams. There is a clear conflict of interest, right? It's a very, very clear conflict of interest. Very clear conflict of interest. But the League of Legends ecosystem has like worked around that in the past, you know? Like, it has worked around that in the past. Like, keep in mind, we had CJ Enters Blaze and CJ Enters Frost. We had SKT Judgment Day and SKT like Terminator, or whatever it was called. Like, I'm trying to remember what they were called, but there's been moments where this has been a case in the past, so it's not like completely, you know, out of pocket. The funny thing about best performing team is that they didn't really put forward the metrics. But imagine a world where Los Ratones performed so badly in summer, and some teams like that got like top three times would have got more points than them or something. But obviously top four and winning back to back, I think nobody would be enough on the points scale.
2025 EMEA Masters season. And yes, you guessed it, the latter is Los Ratones. Their run this season has been wild. Back-to-back EMEA Masters titles, non-stop energy, and a ton of confidence. Now they're coming to Berlin to bring that same fire to the studio.
Why is the plane on fire? That's dangerous.
Compete exclusively in LEC Versus, neither in the LEC Spring nor in the Summer Split. It's a one-time shot to show what they've got on the big stage, and we cannot wait to see how
nice, they put Larsen in the trailer.
Of course, plans may shift due to visas, scheduling, eligibility, the usual. But the goal remains the same, bringing the LEC and ERLs together for a shared moment that celebrates regional talent, fuels new rivalries, and sets the tone for an amazing year of competition across EMEA. To make sure every LEC team faces off against our 2 ERL guests, all 12 teams will play a single round-robin, best-of-1 regular season.
Oh. It's so unserious. Whatever. I get it, you know, BO1's viewership, like everyone gets to dip in the Los Ratones fucking toe in their bucket. But BO1's, I don't know, boys. BO1's, man. We live in a fearless world. We live in a fearless world, and that's what's up, you know? That's what's up. So that part is disappointing. And also, you just know that they're going to be playing BO1s Like each team is gonna play 11 BO1s across like how many days? Like over 3 weeks. Like for those who don't know, guys, it's way better. Like if you played one best of 5 a week, it would be way better than playing 3 best of 1s in a week. Because the thing is, you have to understand the logistics of playing a BO1 is that you need to arrive to the studio, you need to be there early, you need to prep for one team in particular. You need to be there to make sure that you keep with the flowing schedule. To play one BO1, guys, it takes 5 hours out of your day. That's why it sucks ass from the team side. It's very exhausting and tiring for all the wrong reasons. It's different, like doing something active and practicing and doing shit for 5 hours is not as exhausting to the soul and mind as waiting for one BO1 and just sitting there eagerly waiting to play, you know? That's why like BO1s, especially in such a format, can be can be a really big drag. I do think that there are some dynamic things you can do. Like you can make, you can stack teams on one day. So you play a couple of BO1s on the same day. I think that would have been that would be a lot better, but that's never going to happen.
The top 8 will move on to playoffs. A double elimination bracket with best of 3s in rounds 1.
Top 8? You know, top 8 means that maybe Los Ratones can slip in. I think it's going to be hard. I think it's going to be very, very hard, but maybe they can slip in. Maybe. It's just that Los Ratones are playing with way more pressure than other teams. And also, I think on this level, it's going to be interesting to see how Los Ratones kind of figure it out in the context of, you know, actually practicing off stream for a solid month before this starts and see how good they're going to become. Someone in the chat wrote, in transition mode, it's not unusual for the academy team to participate against the mother team in the same league. The academy team wants to get as much experience as possible against the best teams. Yeah, I think it's okay. I understand that there could be a potential conflict of interest, but I do think that I don't know. It's just one of those things that I think you tank it for the game. You know.
1 and 2, and best of 5s from there on out. Every game matters, and the champions will lift a brand new trophy and qualify to represent EMEA at first stand.
Don't tell me first stand is the same as well.
We'll roll straight into our spring and summer splits.
Best of 3s?
I'll hand it over to Artem to tell you what's next.
Thanks, Max. I'm Artem, your LEC commissioner.
All right, Artem.
Your feedback means a lot. We heard you.
Spring split was great.
2026, the format is the same for both the spring and summer splits.
No.
All 10 LEC teams battle it out in best of 3.
Wait. He means that spring and summer are the same format, not the same format as the previous year. Okay, thank God.
Across a single round robin. Only the 6 best teams will advance to playoffs.
Good.
A double elimination bracket where every match is a best of 5 and every series counts.
Easy. I don't like the idea, personally, of not having double elim for 2 teams. I don't like that part. I think the path to Worlds becomes too easy for some teams, and I don't like that part. I think let top 2 be top 2, and them waiting for the first BO5. I think that's a better system. So basically, you run the LCK system. The LCK system is like number 3 plays number 6, number 4 plays 5, and then, of course, they play against each other. Winner plays against 1 and 2. One chooses who they play against, and then the others drop to loser bracket. And then you have a long gauntlet. I think that's a better system, personally. Especially, it's like when Worlds qualification is on the line. I just don't think like you should ever be in a position where like your seed just does the job for you. And considering there's only 3 world spots, I think that having a regional qualifier is less interesting. But so does that.
Top 2 teams from spring will fly the flag for EMEA at MSI, where the top 3 from summer will fight for glory on the world stage. And since you made it loud and clear,
I have to say though, I do think the lack of stakes in top 3 hurts. Because what's cool about the regional qualifier, right? Basically off of points. What's cool about the regional qualifier is that there's a lot of stakes throughout entire playoffs. Because if you look back at playoffs, the biggest game that we had was KC versus Fnatic. Nothing came close. Because people care way more about qualifying to the World Championship than actually winning the split in the grand scheme of things. The KC Fnatic game was the most hyped one. And I think you can drag on that hype a little bit longer. But I do understand from this point, it is very much more difficult to, of course, execute because of time constraints.
How much you love road trips, we are going even bigger in 2026.
Good.
More events, more crowds, more
Really good.
unforgettable moments.
This was a fantastic change for Riot. Really good to activate the Koi fan base, KC fan base. This was a really, really good move from Riot. My first LCS match I played as a player was in France, in Lille, in something called the Zenith Arena, I believe. Let's pull it up. Zenith Arena. No way, not the team. Zenith Lille. This is where I played. This is where I played. I played my first match here. And this was amazing. This was fantastic. This was a dream come true. And it was electric. It was fantastic. And I felt sad for players that never got to experience that. Because the thing is, my thought process was, the fans that got to see something like this live, they were fans for life. You're going to have buy-in from those guys for a very long time. Because I do think that you really, really cement yourself as a League of Legends fan when you go to a live event. So there's that, you know. So I think like making sure that there is access to massive events like these, even though maybe it comes at a cost negative, I do think that you attract fans that want to stick with you for a long time.
Nothing beats the energy of the LEC live. Fans in the stands, teams on stage, and that roar when everything is on the line. As always, we'll wrap up the year in style, crowning our Summer Split champions on the road in a packed arena, surrounded by passionate fans united in love for League of Legends.
So quick recap. 2026 kicks off with LEC Versus. Then we dive into spring and summer with the formats you already love, and even more road trips.
It's shaping up to be an incredible year for League of Legends esports in EMEA. In the meantime, enjoy Worlds and EMEA Masters, and we'll see you soon.
They had to put Worlds and EMEA Masters in the same sentence because of scheduling. Cappuccino, chocochino. All right. Well, this is fun and exciting. They get. I just think the correction to summer is really good. BO1s in. I think winter. I think a cup would have been cool. I wonder. You know what would have been interesting? Imagine they would just expand. It's tricky because it's hard, but imagine they would expand it to 16 teams in the Winter Cup, and they just have a Swiss format, you know, same as Worlds, and they just plow through it. Because yeah, there's elements here that obviously I'm a big hater of BO1s, but at least I think that this is like concluded, you know. I think this is in the right direction. I just think winter and first stand is just gonna be a prank, you know, in my opinion. Yeah.